Questions for Coach Stevens? Any questions? All right. We'll start with Tim Bontemps.
Brad, you talked a lot yesterday about how you wanted to see the offense look better in this game. What specific things will you be looking for to see if the guys are kind of executing the way you hope to?
Well, there's two teams out there. I mean, obviously, they're doing a good job. They did a good job in game one. They played really hard, the Nets, and executed the switches with physicality and toughness, and they've got good length in that group. So, like, you know, it all looks good in theory, right? So what you have to do is you have to, when you're playing against switching, you have to cut before the contact. You have to keep the ball moving side to side. You have to quickly get it to the other side of the floor and drive it, shoot it or move it with quicker decisions. You know, the more that we hold it and isolate it, it's going to be very difficult. So it's more about movement, both body movement and ball movement than anything else. And, you know, against this, you have to, like I said, you have to cut before they can contact switch. And so that's what we've been focused on the last couple of days.
Gary Washburn.
Hey, Brad, you guys aren't shooting around on game days. Is that just to give you guys an extra rest? And how is that helping you not shooting around in the mornings? And with 2 days off after this game, are you able to give guys additional rest and be ready for Friday?
Yeah, I mean, we've had plenty of time to catch up rest wise, Gary. I mean, we obviously played in that play-in game, but then we had 3 days before, you know, our first game here, and now you have an extra day in between games. You're going to have an extra day again. We should be fresh. We should be ready to compete. The game day shoot-arounds, you know, at home, we have to test at the Auerbach Center, and so we do our shoot-arounds at home. Here it's a little bit different with our testing at the hotel, and this is a good 35, 40-minute bus ride to the facility. So, you know, so that we didn't shoot around on game day the other day, didn't shoot around. That's pretty typical. You get much past a 15-minute bus ride, we usually don't shoot around just so the guys aren't on the bus all day. So they make up for that by getting here a little bit earlier, and they're used to that. Been doing it all year in different places.
Mark Medina.
Hey, Brad, good to see you. I got a broad question here about mental health and wellness. How would you compare what the mental toll has been like this season compared to the bubble? And what are some of the things you and the guys try to do to navigate through these tough circumstances?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's important to always put things into perspective, right? We are very fortunate to get a chance to work. We're very fortunate to get a chance to compete. There's been a lot of things that have gone a lot harder for a lot of people in the last year than us, right? And so first of all, you have to be thankful for all that we've been blessed to be able to continue to do, you know, the own health of our teams and staffs. And so we understand that in a pandemic, you know, not going to complain about that. Like, that is something that we are very, very lucky to do. I don't think it's as far as the mental health and wellness aspect, Mark, I don't think it's just during this time. I don't think it's just during the bubble. I think it's all the time, you know, and, you know, this is, you know, we're coaching a lot of people at the age and stage where depression and anxiety, those are triggered and those are onset, you know, more between 18 and 24 than any other age. But certainly with the world that we're living in, you know, I think it's just important that they have that kind of support within these buildings and within this league, which they do, to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help them navigate this, you know, with great, you know, fame and notoriety and money and all the stuff that everybody talks about. Obviously, you know, comes great responsibility, and people feel the weight of that responsibility. And so I think that is, you know, something that we try to be on top of all the time. But it's certainly not just during this time in the last year, plus the bubble. I think the challenge of this year has been well documented, but I also think that, like us, like many teams, there have been challenges along the way, but we're reset, we're refreshed, and this is an opportunity to continue playing. We were looking forward to playing well tonight.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Thanks, Coach.